There are forces that weaken us without making a sound. No storm, no warning, no alarm we can hear with the ears. Yet, as we walk through life, these invisible habits eat away at our spirit piece by piece until what remains is a hollow version of who we could have been. Those of us who study the deeper movements of the human mind, those who walk in the footsteps of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, know the truth: strength is never destroyed quickly. It is destroyed quietly, one unnoticed habit at a time. And if we want to rise above our destructive emotions, if we want to build the fortitude the ancient philosophers spoke of, then we must confront the silent enemies we unknowingly invite into our daily life. Habit 1. The destructive loop of internal complaint. We all know the loud complainers, the ones who fill the air with noise, but the more dangerous complainer is silent. It is the one inside us, the one who whispers, "This is unfair. This should not be happening to me. I deserve better than this." This inner voice doesn't shout, it corrodes. It takes the strength out of our spine and replaces it with resentment, self-pity, and emotional instability. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But the habit of internal complaint convinces us of the opposite, that the world owes us harmony, that challenges are insults, that discomfort is a personal attack. When we fall into this loop, quiet, subtle, almost invisible, we stop growing, we stop adapting, we lose the ability to stand firmly in the middle of chaos. Modern Stoic researchers call this narrative poisoning, the moment the mind becomes the enemy because the story we repeat internally weakens us instead of strengthening us. We must break this habit. Not by pretending life is perfect, not by forcing a smile, but by recognizing that strength is developed only when we face difficulty without telling ourselves a weak story. We say, "This is mine to handle. This challenge will train me. I can endure more than I think." And the moment we reclaim the narrative, we reclaim our strength. Habit 2. The invisible addiction to mental noise. The world today is louder than ever, but the real danger isn't external noise. It's the noise inside us, the noise we create, the noise we cling to, the noise we fear letting go of. People think distraction is harmless, scrolling, jumping from thought to thought, overstimulation, constant comparison. But to a true student of inner strength, distraction is not harmless. It is a thief. Seneca warned that life is long if you know how to use it. But most people never use it, not because they lack time, but because they lack stillness. When we cannot sit with ourselves, when our mind panics in silence, when we instinctively reach for distraction whenever discomfort appears, we weaken the very core of who we are. Mental noise gives temporary comfort but long-term fragility. It teaches us to escape instead of endure. And endurance, emotional, psychological, spiritual, is the foundation of real strength. The Stoics trained for this, not for glory, not for recognition, but because the ability to be still is the ability to remain unshaken. When we remove distractions, when we face our thoughts instead of burying them, when we choose clarity over noise, we begin to rebuild ourselves from the inside outward. This is where strength lives, not in muscular willpower, not in dramatic battles, but in the quiet, disciplined moments where we choose awareness over avoidance. 3. The habit of letting small emotions rule you. There is a silent enemy we carry inside us, an enemy so small, so subtle that most people never recognize it. It isn't rage or fear or jealousy. Those are loud emotions, visible emotions, emotions that expose themselves like storms on the surface. No, the habit that quietly destroys our inner strength is the habit of letting small emotions rule us. Marcus Aurelius warned us about this with almost prophetic clarity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But most of us only remember this when a major disaster strikes. We forget it during the tiny daily frictions that gradually reshape our character. We get irritated at someone speaking too loudly. We feel offended by a harmless comment. We get restless when things don't move at our speed. Annoyed when someone takes too long to reply. Upset when a simple plan doesn't unfold in a straight line. These moments seem insignificant. They seem beneath our concern. Yet, as Seneca wrote, a great mind is above the insults of small things. And that is where the rot begins. Small emotions become small habits. Small habits become your nature. And your nature becomes your strength or your weakness. Most people never question their emotional micro-reactions. They explain them away. That's just how I am. I'm tired. They're annoying. It's not a big deal. But everything that shapes your mind matters. Everything that trains your reaction patterns matters. The Stoic researcher Pierre Hadot once explained that the essence of ancient Stoicism was the art of living each moment with full spiritual vigilance. That vigilance is exactly what we lose when we allow little emotions to take the wheel. We surrender our strength not in the face of catastrophe, but in the face of the ordinary. Think of your mind like a fortress. A fortress is rarely conquered by a giant army. It is usually lost through carelessness. A guard falls asleep. A gate is left unlatched. A crack in the wall is ignored. This is how the mind weakens, not through one great failure, but through thousands of tiny surrenders. When you get irritated at something trivial, you're not reacting to the world. You're practicing powerlessness. You're rehearsing fragility. You're feeding the part of yourself that loses control instead of the part that masters it. But here's the truth that philosophers across centuries have repeated. Strength is not built in the extraordinary. It is built in the ordinary. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." And this includes strength. It includes wisdom. It includes emotional sovereignty. We must learn to become watchers of our own minds, guardians of our own impulses. We must learn to meet trivial irritation with disciplined calm, to meet minor inconvenience with measured breath, to meet familiar frustrations with the quiet dignity of someone who knows their inner kingdom is not up for negotiation. Because if we can conquer the small emotions, the larger ones will collapse on their own. And in the stillness that follows, a new kind of power appears, a power that cannot be taken by noise, chaos, or circumstance, a power born not from force but from mastery, a power that makes us unshakable. 4. The habit of seeking validation before action. There is a quiet weakness that spreads through a person long before they ever notice it. It doesn't roar, it doesn't shout, it whispers. And its whisper is always the same. Wait until someone approves of you. Wait until someone tells you it's okay. This habit, the need for validation before action, is one of the most invisible forms of self-destruction. Because it hides itself under the illusion of caution, humility, or just wanting a second opinion. But beneath that disguise, it is nothing less than the surrendering of your inner strength. The Stoic scholar A. Long wrote that ancient Stoicism trained people to become self-sufficient in judgment, meaning we learn to trust the clarity of our own reasoning more than the noise around us. But most people do the opposite. They hand over their judgment like a fragile object that someone else should protect. We ask others whether our dreams are realistic. We wait for permission to take a step we already know we must take. We fear acting alone because acting alone exposes us. But as Marcus Aurelius warned, it is shameful for the soul to give up when the body is still capable of enduring. And what is giving up, if not allowing someone else's uncertainty to override your own courage? Every time you delay action for approval, you weaken the muscle of self-trust. Every time you wait to be reassured, you train your mind to believe it cannot move on its own. And eventually, you become a slave to opinions, never fully choosing, never fully committing, always half alive. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we are given a short life, but that we make it short." And one of the fastest ways we shorten life is by allowing others to decide how we live it. We must learn what the Stoics practiced daily, the art of standing alone in our decisions, not recklessly, not arrogantly, but with a calm certainty that our inner compass is worth trusting. Strength grows when we act despite uncertainty. Strength grows when we build a life guided by values, not applause. Strength grows when we realize that the world's validation is a moving target, and aiming for it leaves us forever aimless. But once we release the need for approval, we step into a different kind of power, one that no voice, no opinion, no crowd can ever take away. 5. The habit of overthinking every outcome. The mind has a remarkable talent for imagining what could go wrong. It draws endless lines from a single decision, predicting disasters, imagining betrayals, and rehearsing every possible failure. At first glance, it seems like careful planning, but in truth, it is a silent killer of strength. Stoic philosophers observed this long before modern psychology named it anxiety. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Overthinking is precisely that, giving power to imagined events over your present action. We overanalyze conversations, decisions, and even emotions. We anticipate insults, rejection, or failure before they arrive, and in doing so, we live in a preemptive prison of fear. Each imagined scenario saps courage, each what-if delays action, each mental rehearsal of defeat weakens the will. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The truth is cruelly simple. Most of the disasters we fear never happen, and most of the challenges we face are manageable if met with clarity and presence. But the habit of overthinking makes us stumble before the first step is even taken. Overthinking also silences our intuition. The Stoics believed in aligning reason with action, calculated, deliberate, but decisive. Overthinking replaces action with speculation, replacing wisdom with paralysis. Our minds fill with endless probabilities while the world moves forward, indifferent to our hesitation. To break this invisible habit, we must train our minds to distinguish between what can be controlled and what cannot. Epictetus wrote, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Overthinking tries to control everything, including forces beyond reach. Strength is found in focusing on what is yours to shape, your effort, your choice, your response. When we stop overthinking, we reclaim energy, courage, and clarity. Decisions are no longer a battlefield of fear and doubt. They become the arena where our discipline, wisdom, and fortitude meet reality. Action becomes the measure of our character, not endless speculation. We must remember, the mind that endlessly twists what-if into chains is a mind that quietly destroys its own strength. And the mind that chooses presence, decisiveness, and acceptance becomes unbreakable, capable of enduring trials and seizing life without hesitation. The path is dark at first because relinquishing imagined control feels dangerous. But as Marcus Aurelius taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. To stop overthinking is to stop living in shadows. It is to step fully into the light of action, and it is there, in the quiet but deliberate choice to act, that true strength is forged. If this video gave you clarity, strength, or a new perspective, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey of self-mastery. Every week we explore the hidden truths of human nature, the silent power of discipline, and the wisdom that shapes unbreakable minds.